Ha llegado la hora de tener el inventario de tus sueños. Abre cajas, consigue skins increíbles, mejóralas para skins exclusivas y envíatelas a tu inventario de Steam de una vez. Skin Club, skins geniales para todos.
Now FURIA at a position where maybe they do start to let that into the back of their head a little bit. But here we are, pistol begins. FURIA with utility on Art and Kestorado. And out mid they will go. Safe going to be the first player getting boosted up to get a better angle down into connector, but nothing being seen just yet. And finally, utility will come in. And QZ under pressure from that and forced to move away.
Smoke down, Rox plays ahead of it, but can't get the kill he was looking for. It's going to be that play up through connector. CT sitting back, biding their time. David playing through CT. They haven't cleared sandwich, but finally they turn around. There's still another player. They don't expect DGT.
DGT still here. They haven't seen him. They haven't detected him, and he will clean up. 2 kills on a Urian drop. It is just now a 3v3. FURIA have been drawn back into the depths of an equilibrium. Bomb is planted for connector and short, which 2 players of FURIA currently reside. But here comes NQC around the backside, around the flank from window. Safe dispatches of NQC. And it's all down to DGT and start of the site. Time is ticking. Doesn't have a kid on his back, so starts to run away. And there's a good recovery. I think the kill there from Safe was the key. If Safe doesn't pick that up, then we're in a position where FURIA feel a little rough. I think as he maybe gets a couple more of that. And that's a great job done to get the pistol on the board for FURIA.
Yeah, well done by FURIA to overcome the stack, even though they hit the site with plenty of players on it, even though DGT is able to start bringing it back. As you pointed out, the P250 shots from Safe were so clean. 1 taps across the board, triple kill for him. FURIA will be forcing up into round number 2 though. Couple of primary weapons mixed in with the pistols. Double boost up to ladder room. That could be unexpected. Art goes in ahead of his team. He's able to get one. Meanwhile, the B play is also coming through.
Oh, a good kill from David. Turns on a drop. 4 versus 3 advantage, siding with 9Z. And they've got the weaker weapons too. Even though the player advantage is with them, the weapon superiority should still be with FURIA. Opportunity to work their way back into this, but it's going to be a little bit of a nuisance to get on towards the site. Yuri still has a smoke grenade, so you can use that eventually. I don't think FURIA feel too pressured just yet. They're going to let the time run down because they have plenty of it. And they're going to wait for the mistake to come in from 9Z first, which will come. David flies to the apartments. Now that's the sign to go. Waiting for another. The smoke from the CT's deployed out towards Yuri. All it does is give him a corridor to fight down short without having to worry about the market. And now he peeks on to Max, does some damage towards him. No kill found from it. 40 seconds. FURIA really need to pull this one out, and they realize it is a difficult one. It's an annoying one to deal with. We need to get some of these picks. We need to force them out of cover, and finally, FURIA have moved their way in to get the bomb planted. And now that'll cause the CTs to have to leave their positions and go into the rifles. And it is recovered here for the Brazilians, so 2 in a row for FURIA. A bit of a tougher round than they would have hoped for here, but 3 players staying up. Good recovery. They don't let it slip.
It got a little scary. The split onto B was clearly the attempt. It got denied on towards short. Nice little double stack into this ladder room from 9Z, boosting the 2 players there early, which was unexpected from FURIA's side. So allow them to get a couple of good kills. The FURIA players who got their way out onto the site were successful at making sure they locked it down. Sure that they got out onto the site quickly so that they could cut down on those angles they had to be concerned about. You don't want to be fighting players on the site while the short players and the kitchen players come in at the same time. So all in all, FURIA will be fairly happy with that recovery. And now 9Z have mainly got that one saved scout to work with. It's nice for FURIA to get off to a good start here. After such a poor performance on your own map pick, just make sure that you don't have that same issue where you fall very far behind like they did over on Ancient. One day I want to see a jumping Zeus kill like a cold Zera over on B, but just with a Zeus. I don't know why. I just have a dream of that.
All right, that's a dream for sure.
I feel like most people have more interesting dreams.
Yeah, you know, you could be anywhere in the world. You could even invent your own world. Hulka dreams of a jumping Zeus kill on Mirage. Now that really is a true Counter-Strike fan right there. So I'll have to hand it to you, Hulka. You've outdone yourself.
I do want to say quickly, this Galil skin is lovely.
Yeah, the tuxedo.
Just with the FURIA stickers on the tuxedo. Because the tuxedo is quite an understated skin. It really lets the FURIA stickers stand out.
I like this one, the golden AK. I don't know what it's called, but I know it's mad expensive. Oh, David, a good pick onto Art. Gotta be under a good bit of pressure here. Drop is going to move on out with him, and the headshot will come through from FURIA. 3 players here for 9Z. And bullets will begin to be sent on through. And the kill for Yuri looming around the back of Thicket. He's gone and found it. Max down, and now just NQZ and Rocks left in a 2 versus 3 with the Scout and a Galil. So we can see maybe a couple of exits, but getting in towards the side is going to be very difficult. Yuri should get one here, and all the pressure's on NQZ, and Yuri's going to take him out too and sprays the corpse a little bit as well. Gotta love it from Yuri. 3-0 for FURIA.
Yeah, when you got those expensive skins, you gotta have that swagger about you. Yuri clearly had in that one. Now we will get the chance for 9Z to show us what they can do on one of their gun rounds here on Mirage. AWP is out for NQZ. Not able to go with a double AWP setup yet, which is pretty commonplace on Mirage. GT spamming top mid. The AWP went down early, but I think it's fallen back into connector. That will allow Art to start to move up off the back of these smokes, and they're setting up another B split.
Oh, the kills come through. 4v4 Art and Max trading out blow for blow. And start to move forward. Yuri spotted up on top of the bin is DGT. The second kill is there for Yuri as well. Very snappy. And that's enough to scare off 9Z. They can't compete anymore in this round. They've lost the B site. FURIA will go 4-0. And 9Z will save their weapons for the next one.
Really loving the level we are seeing out of Yuri recently. Hasn't had his best series here on the whole. But he started this map strong. And this trade kill from Art, you take that all day. 1-for-1 towards short. But the rest of the FURIA players are already in great positions to get to the site so quickly. Yuri in from short was the first point of contact. Make sure the apartment players can get out safely. They're not even needed. Yuri does it all by himself. 4-0 lead for FURIA. 9Z did pick this map against forZe. They took it incredibly close. It did end up being a 16-14 loss for them against that forZe team in the winners match, which is why they have been put into this position. So you can see why this would be left as the decider. Clearly 9Z are very comfortable on this map as well. So far, it's not been the best start for them. At least they can continue with their buys. Safe has the AWP smoked down. He's going to look to get a pick off the back of this. Catch them out while the molly was up. Instead, it's DGT who gets one. That's a great shot from Safe, but the flash on mid means 9Z will go a man up.
Oh, and NQZ is going to bite on that as well. CUARTOS down and out. And FURIA with 1 minute and 25 seconds left. They're in a 2v4. And they're split up as well. Yuri currently positioned inside of ramp. The bomb going out through top middle. And getting back together here is going to be very difficult for FURIA. Yuri has a bit of utility left. And he has creeped out towards the Tetris. NQZ holding ramp. We'll see the utility be used up, and now they know where Yuri is. Oh, the swing out from David is very quick to react there as Yuri. Shot will land. Bomb still making its way out through mid. And good kill from DGT. We'll bring down Yuri on the gap on the left side of the smoke. And Safe now with 45 seconds left is starting to barrel up through short. If he goes into the B side, it is actually currently open. He can get this pick on Con if DGT overextends, and he will. And now CF has decided it's the A play. Oh, the obvious play would be to go to B. And NQZ thinks that's the call, and CF is starting to come back in towards this A site. It's going to be difficult with the utilities giving it away. CF now taps to draw the CT player into the fight. He really wants this pick. I don't know how CF is going to get out of this one, because Connector is now being rushed by Rocks, and right into the fight he will go. CF just takes a little bit too long to commit to the plant, and it allows enough time for 9Z to get into position with the last two remaining players. And that's their first round on the board.
If he has a smoke there, maybe he can smoke off an angle and commit to the bomb plant a little more comfortably. But he had no way of assuming that the site was going to be so clear. It's a shame, because Safe has been putting in a shift here at the start of this map. That was his first death. He's been landing a lot of great shots. Got that pick in towards ramp, but elsewhere his teammates were falling over on mid. So even though he found that nice shot, still left FURIA down a man. Still able to get an AWP out into this one, though. FURIA will be buying as well. Good flash. They're going to move straight up mid early. Oh, it's going to be the window jump, potentially. Okay, Art showing a bit of restraint. At least for now. These B splits have been powerful for FURIA when they've run them. This time 9Z are playing two players back on the site though, so we'll see if that is a better setup for them against this split to B.
Well, they are coming through towards the B site from two fronts, short and the apartments. Bench, the clear position to try and deal with, but DGT decides he's going to leave bench and just try and stay alive here. Art making the play out A. And kill on David has come through, and that will cause the panic stations to be activated for 9Z.
Back to A.
Well, they're coming back to the A side here. 39 seconds. Thing is, 9Z's defense hasn't really been rattled too much. They still have two players over here, albeit they're playing from CT. Safe to get the bomb plant down, and teammates are in pretty good positions to deal with this one. This looks okay for FURIA. 9Z have got to pull off a brilliant retake.
At least one smoke and molly for them. Gonna have to make the most of that though. Especially with the AWP of Safe here.
Nice shot from Safe. Wants another one. Oh, close out to the flick, but couldn't quite land it on a max. Wasn't anticipating for him to be so deep into the side already, but CUARTOS from ramp. It's one very strong position for CUARTOS. No tap on the defuse in the time. Well, it's too far gone now for 9Z to have a say in this one. Unable to string two together. FURIA bounce back right away in the next. And now 5 on the board. Ooh, good exit there from drop 2. Catches DGT attempting to save. At least one player will go into the next round for 9Z. And luckily it is the most expensive weapon in the hands of NQZ with the AWP. But round from FURIA answering back.
Yeah, and that's a nice example of the slightly more fleshed out playstyle we see from FURIA nowadays. I think in the past they maybe would have just committed to that B aggression with Art being that lurker. But here they don't fully commit. They realize Art's in a good position. They realize he can hear the steps. They're able to make the mid-round call to come back to A. And even though they didn't have much utility remaining, they realized they were probably just going to be able to get into good enough positions to make it worthwhile. That's exactly what ended up happening. 9Z down early. Trying to figure out what they can do to come back into this one. It's not spiraled out of control yet, but the 5-1 scoreline. Can't afford to lose too many more in a row before you start getting some rounds on the board. Much heavier mid-stack this time from 9Z, competing for this control early. Also going aggressive on ramp. Much more proactive from 9Z in this round. Maybe that's going to be the switch-up that helps them.
Oh, steps made, and that's going to be the sound cue. Readying the ramp play. CUARTOS with a flash coming in from Yuri, assists him for the kill, but Max able to dodge it and effective in the trade. So 1 for 1 right away on the ramp. The bomb starts to shift its attentions back over towards B. Rocks will look to be pressured. FURIA want to lock him out. The flashes start to come through the windows. Art charges straight through the window. He dives down into the side. He's taking quite a bit of ground, but he's not ready for DGT to react. Rox has done very well as well. Doesn't crumble under the attack, and everybody from 9Z is hitting their shot. Safe dives out the window. DGT locks him in. And a second round for 9Z picked up.
You've got to wonder how that round would have played out if that smoke was just slightly sooner. And that's the tough thing sometimes with those plays. You've got to get the timings just right. You've got to get that smoke down as Art is entering the site. Initial trade off the 9Z setup. And then you see DGT just gets that kill on Art. And it seemed like Art had a really good idea. There was a player at the back of the site. I'm not sure if maybe he was hearing those jump peaks come through. But he was just laser focused on that, hoping the smoke would keep him safe. It didn't land in time. And this angle from Max looks excellent.
Oh, Max.
They're so close.
They are indeed. And they've even got David inside of the connector. So 9Z should be destined to get a couple of kills in mid. And Max is the player that'll eat both of them up. And now, well, it looks like FURIA are going to have a great time in the A site. At least maybe getting a bomb plant here, but much more than that I don't think we're going to be seeing. That smoke ain't great towards top con. Jungle smoke getting thrown out. David's going to love this smoke. In fact, he can play in and around it, use it as cover to isolate some of these fights, but is actually just drawn into the fight versus Safe. Unfortunately for Safe, he's lost the other members of his party. And it's now just left alone in a 1 versus 4. He'll get deeper in towards the A side. As soon as he goes a little too wide in towards CT, actually catches the timing to go into CT without getting spotted from connector. Oh, reload into the open, and as soon as he hits the reload button, Rox is there to peek on out, and Safe is down. 9Z with another picked up.
And that missed smoke is such a shame, because I think they probably do get that bomb plant if that smoke lands. And that could make a big difference. I mean, not just in terms of your own money. It would have obviously got you $800 on each player if you get that bomb down. But it also maybe would allow you to play that post plant and maybe get some more kills to try and damage 9Z a little further. Instead, 9Z survived with 3, and now FURIA with barely any money are all going to be early. They really have very little here, though, just a couple of flashes.
Yeah, it should be melted by Rox. We'll throw the nade on in. It's going to be a little too deep. A little too late, but luckily the rifles are here. Yuri's jump towards the van is dealt with. And now Rox just pulls out his sidearm. No one's gone down yet for 9Z. That might change because they're starting to run out of ammo, but even then, they handle it well. Rox and DGT has been quite the duo on this B site. No, not really ever getting caught off guard, not really ever getting overwhelmed. And 4 rounds put together now for 9Z. Starting to look good. Well, I see FURIA get the buy back going into the next one, and there's no test there. If there's no round win for FURIA, well, maybe start to get a little bit worried about the Brazilians.
I saw CUARTOS picking up that Mac 10 again. I think that suggests we've got a quick one on our hands.
They do love
Look
quick
at the
calls
underpass
today.
aggression. Ooh, he beats the molly.
Yeah, he's going to smoke it as well. Continuing the charge, they want to rush this B site. They want to finally try and overwhelm the setup inside of the site. You mentioned the underpass aggression at the beginning of the round. Well, it's found success here for 9Z. Max has got the pick, and now you have to worry about the flank from the apartments. Finally, CUARTOS deals with Rox. He just charges right to the smoke, leaps forward, the flash is effective, and now FURIA, they're not really in the best post plants here. They have to worry about the retake from all sides. And DGT, oh, what a shot from Yuri. Up on top of the ninja box, able to turn around, catches the headshot, the follow-up from Safe, and just like that, FURIA finally get back on the board.
Oh, that's a spam from Safe through. Did not expect him to be able to get that kill on the exit, but it all goes perfectly for FURIA. They find the final 3 frags of the round. And CUARTOS just creates so much space there, right? He gets out onto the site. He forces 9Z back. If 9Z could have just delayed a little longer, They maybe get that flank towards the apartments and they maybe disrupt the play. But CUARTOS gets out so soon. And 9Z weren't aware that was a possibility because they thought the molly was going to keep them safe a little longer. So great work from CUARTOS, realizing his job with that MAC-10. That smoke wasn't ideal. QZ won't punish them for it. But FURIA yet again seem like they're set up outside of B early. I'm not sure they have the players on mid that can split the B site this time. But maybe they're happy to just go through the apartments. Especially with Art boosted up into window now. I feel like they've got a good position and that he can cut off rotates.
For DGT, they're really trying to abuse this B site. Art leaps through the murder hole and gets murdered by NQZ. And the utility is good here from the CTs. 9Z slowing this one down. FURIA are going to have to deal with 2 players still inside of the site. They haven't forced them away. Ooh, this round doesn't feel that hot for FURIA up until this point. Drop and save a double again. Oh, they find the essential kills needed inside of the site. Yuri stopping the rotation from being effective from short. And just like that, it's Max and David, and they have no shot at winning this round, and they realize it. It's the save call. Rox and DGT have been good, man, but FURIA just keep pushing them, keep abusing them.
Yeah, and I think that's got to be an example of the communication not being on point. Because I assume DGT had to have heard that player drop out of the apartments. And Rox clearly thought his teammate had that covered. Clearly thought that he could just focus on the exit of the apartments rather than the window. But unfortunately, as soon as you lose that first player, then when DGT peaks, he's in trouble. And speaking of trouble, Safe gets David in behind. No AWP save for 9Z, just the one rifle for Max.
That's a pick from Drop, and Safe having a decent time on the drop down. Thought we were going to get to see a bit more resistance. And the 2 9Z players. Let's see, well, FURIA shouldn't be attempting anything too quick at in this situation. You likely know that you've finally whittled that economy down to the bare bones. It's about figuring out where the rifle is, figuring out what you're up against. You don't want to be committing into a stack anytime soon. I'm going to send the utility out to A right away, though. How quick this rotation's coming back, too. The FURIA do commit into A. Oh, they found the rifle. That's a bit unfortunate for 9Z. Should be relatively easy pickings, even if there are 3 players here. You should still be able to take out the pistols without much of a threat.
Yeah, looking solid. Ooh, had to be a team kill from Safe. Rox! Oh, looked like he had the opportunity. It's actually come surprisingly close here. Another shot lands from David. They're both low. Surely there's not a chance at the round. FURIA making sure to play together. Molly into CT. David makes his move, makes his time to try. He's trying his best. They're both so low, but FURIA just about hold on. How did that come so close, though?
Yeah,
Jeez.
that shouldn't have come close, right? You get rid of the rifle as the first kill. The rest are pistols. You should just be tearing through that, no problem. But you get another look at it. Here comes Drop up into the site. NQC down. Then it gets a bit messy, obviously, with Safe taking his own teammate out. And yeah, a little scrappy, but FURIA take it nonetheless. And now the buys are back out for 9Z. Now, in the previous gun rounds, FURIA have attacked the B site numerous times. Now they're going into a bit more of a mid presence out towards top mid. They're about to try and fight NQZ, and Safe and NQZ will go 1 for 1.
Getting up close to the smoke. David tries to take initiative and is successful. Wins that battle in ramp. Now he can drop back, having given his team the man advantage. Plenty of utility for FURIA, and still this AWP of Safe that has been so effective. He's 14 for 5 right now, and they may just use him to try and get a pick, but the A site's actually open.
It is.
Ooh.
FURIA with 50 seconds left, still trying to get onto this A side, but 9Z currently holding it with 3 players on the extremities, not within the site. Mollies come in. Here comes the utility. Flash is deployed too. Rather ineffective though. They actually blind the FURIA plays, but that one's better. So 1-for-1 again. FURIA can't afford to just keep going 1-for-1. Our player down at the moment. Yuri's out of commission for just a moment and will be out of commission for the rest of the round with that peak. Denial of the bomb plant calls for CUARTOS to come down out of his position at Palace, and he fakes it out. Sees the second player towards jungle as well. He fakes again, goes in for the fight, and CUARTOS will land it. 3 kills, 9 rounds. FURIA. They've got CUARTOS in the books, so they've got themselves a real shot at winning every round possible. Fantastic job from CUARTOS there in the clutch.
Yeah, great clutch coming in from CUARTOS. There's a reason they would affectionately call him the Brazilian coldzera back in the day. Always someone who's been good in those clutch scenarios. And he's had to entry a fair bit throughout this series. He's been getting the best spawns going in first with the MAC-10, but this time he's tasked with the clutch. He lives up to it. FURIA just keep on edging out these rounds. 9Z have had some competitive rounds here, but FURIA have always just been able to slightly beat them out. Pistols again. Looks like it should be FURIA's round here.
Rocks. The D missing its shots eventually will be taken down by save. So he's at least saved the embarrassment of dying to a Glock. David held away. And FURIA, 10 rounds on this T side already locked in. We will see the final round of this first half ensue shortly. We'll see 9Z fly up into that. 10-5. Well, 5 is the best case scenario now for 9Z at the half. FURIA 5 in a row, speaking of. They're now on fire.
Already got double digits. They love an 11th. Art's going to take a second AWP here for FURIA. They have the money. There's no reason not to going into round 15. Maybe try and see if you can get a pick based off your spawn. Wasn't the best spawn for mid, so maybe he'll see if he can try his luck over towards the B site instead. That was an opportunity for safe, which he almost took. Shot landed. David down to 25. Art also looking to see if he can get an opener. I think that smoke will deny. Might see Art go back to get a rifle instead now.
He's got an AWP. Yeah, and he'll maintain it. Not giving it away, not switching it out. Wants to keep it. Safe. Goes down. Max able to take his life. DGT pierced down into the underpass, and it's a couple of kills now going for 9Z. If you're Art, better switching to the rifle now for sure, but actually it's he's going to maintain the AWP. Yuri, he's got the kill on Max, and I think he's going to start to back away in towards CT. CUARTOS holds down ramp, but 45 seconds. Bomb is starting to shift its way back over to the A site, and so is David. So they're coming with another player over towards A just at the right time. It's Yuri that's got the other AWP, so we're still keeping this double T side AWP going. Oh, Art not too far off there. Little jump up. Being spotted of NQZ, but it won't land. 25 seconds. No secret about where FURIA want to finish this round with the utility being put in place. They're trying to get in towards the site, but there's not really a lot of ground being taken here for FURIA. It's looking good for 9Z. DGT's taking Art out. David with the kill on Yuri. Just CUARTOS. And as much as I mentioned the last round, when you got him alive, you can always hope in the round where the time is so limited. So that's going to cost CUARTOS this round, and it's going to cost FURIA their 11th. 5 rounds for 9Z, 10-5 half coming in. FURIA will be very happy with 10 T rounds on Mirage.
Good friend Barry.
I'll give him a code name so I won't ruin his...
Right. Secret identity.
Yeah,
very secret.
He's got a secret identity. It's just Barry.
Time to rush B from 9Z.
Yuri's got had the dual Berettas. He's now gone. And his drops turn in the B rush. The easiest call. 2 timeouts to call the B rush. Well, it's worked out very well. And they found every single kill required up until this point. CUARTOS has saved down the last 2 remaining players, and they are starting to topple too. It's about to be a flawless pistol here from 9Z.
All right, CUARTOS just been watching the kill feed, wondering what's going on. Sure they can fill him in later. Guess right now he's just going to save the Kevlar and the dualies. Well, that is a strong start from 9Z. That is a statement on their T-side pistol.
Absolutely. Everything you could want to go right did. And that's exactly the start that 9Z need. And they also need to win this follow-up, which really shouldn't be too much of an issue considering the money over at FURIA's camp. So we should be looking at 10-7 before we see the buy from FURIA come through. And then, oh, okay. CUARTOS bought a FAMAS. That's about it. Nothing around it. He's throwing the Julies over to Furia. Okay, this is wild. Okay, CUARTOS with the FAMAS. We'll see if he's able to make it happen. You don't usually see a hero FAMAS, but maybe from the boost he can get something from it. You've seen him.
Yeah, time to get out of there. He will duck back to safety. Safe tried to peek in from short on that timing window, but the weaponry really isn't great. I like this. Boost up drop, see if he can be in a sneaky position in case 9Z do indeed hit B. In case CUARTOS is now being boosted over on A, but I don't know if it's going to be relevant or not. Yeah, you see him there boosted in through CT. But it's looking more likely that 9Z will instead hit B.
Now the dual Beretta is at the ready to rattle some death, but the only death for Furia will be his own. Clearing out drop as well as they go. 9Z swiftly take the B site without much resistance. Every kill going their way. Art will look to be a bit of a nuisance, as he always does. But he will go down 2. And another clean one here for 9Z. CUARTOS running away with the FAMAS, and I don't know if he's going to be able to get this one into the next round. They're pretty close to him already.
Oh, 9Z really don't want to let him save this FAMAS, huh? I understand why. He'll be broke if he doesn't have this. Trade. $2,700. Oh, the AK being shot. Ah, they didn't get it. Ah, well. Not too bad for 9Z. They save the majority of their guns. And for Furia, Art is going to take the UMP, it looks like. So he'll be the man taking the weaker weapon. I guess that's the one upside for Furia of having the one SMG in play, is that we might just see Art make some crazy aggressive play. And the SMG is pretty good in those scenarios. If you get up close, the ability to run and gun can be nice. It's not been Art's best game though. 4 for 17. It's been going for a lot of the aggro plays. Hasn't been too effective, but he has been setting up his team for round wins. Right now, they're leaving Art's UMP anchoring B. They've got the rifle stacked on A, and that looks like just the right read right now for Furia. This is a strong setup.
Yeah, this is going to be difficult to break through. Yuri spotting out the ramp fight, so close to the kill, but not able to take it. That would put Furia in a very comfortable position if they were able to take that kill immediately down towards ramp. But he doesn't find it. Now Max goes in for the fight and is successful in removing Furia. So the first piece of this Jenga tower is pulled away, and there goes the second. Finally drop, and CUARTOS will make sure that the tower of 9Z starts to topple. And they've got to run away through spawn. Bomb on their back. Strapped and ready to go. They're coming out mid. Not a lot of time here. And DGT splits up with his teammate, and he's going to go through the apartments. They're going to try and play B from 2 sides, and Drop has just looked away as David is now crossing through short. So it puts pressure on the one player inside of the site, and it's Art. Look at the gun he's got as well. A UMP to fend this off.
Oh, they're slowly sneaking up on him.
Here's the utility now. He can call for his teammates to get back. For Art in this position, it's about just using the cover and delaying the time, and all the time, just enough to put the bomb down. It's close, but David struggles to get away, but does. Drop thought he had the opportunity to take him out. He does damage. David's down to 8 HP, but it's suddenly a 1v1. If that information about damage is passed on, CUARTOS has an HU to play with. But David has the angle, and no way 9Z recover that.
Wow, incredible recovery from them. As you pointed out, the time was already a factor. Just about get the bomb down. FURIA feel like they can try and rush that player who's just planted. I don't even think it was a bad decision. It was just not a clean shot, not a clean kill. They were looking for a headshot. It ended up being a bunch of body shots, which took David down low. This was the moment here, you see. If Drop was just a little quicker, he might have been able to get the kill outright, but instead turned into a 1v1 that was doable, and now it's the aggression from Art. They've gone for some investment. They're going to get an AK because of that. The rest of the team don't have all that much to work with, but the stolen rifle could certainly be effective.
Jump spot towards Ticket, spotted out. Art realizes that with the shots whizzing past his head. It's a bit of a warning sign, but he can't get away. As the smoke spam is laid down by Rocks, the kill will be laid down as well by CUARTOS. Well, they expect him to be so close in the smoke so early on. They see the CT players coming in. CUARTOS allows his teammates to be sacrificed for the double. So clean from CUARTOS. Runs out of ammo, and the AK luckily dropped there to pick it up. But now David once again looking to pull 9Z out of this hole. It's a couple of kills already picked up for him, but he has to close it out versus Safe and Yuri. Luckily, they are weaker weapons. Safe has got nothing really. He's running towards CT to see if he can get a better gun. There is an AK lying down in the open, but David has decided to make his way through jungle and through the murder hole. Safe is watching for it. Does see him. Calls for it. Knows that David is now charging towards the B site. Once again, can he pull off the clutch in this position?
Gets the bomb down, but it gives away the AKs. 2 rifles for FURIA now.
Both coming in from
Surely
short.
they wait. Oh, he's going to hear that.
He hears he hears the sound cue. He knows the first is in. They line up, and David again pulls off the clutch. Celebration in the camp of 9Z as they stay alive again. That's back-to-back rounds from David, keeping them alive.
He figured that they'd try and stick together. He realized once he heard that reload, FURIA without Kevlar, they want to try and trade. They want to try and work it as a team. So he just holds the line. He sticks to it, puts his back against the wall. And is confident in his ability. And CUARTOS did so much. Caused a lot of chaos, sat behind that smoke. You see there, that's the double kill from David, and it's back to a quick play from 9Z.
Oh, it's very quick, and it's dead for FURIA. They're down to 2 players. Out of spawn, we see the play forward, and things are tied up. FURIA have done nothing on this CT side.
This is wild. Rob's about to be dead. Oh, I jinxed it, but it's fine. Rox has the trade. They find him. 9Z on fire, as you pointed out. 5 rounds in a row for them. And the round prior to this, okay, that's a low buy from FURIA. That's understandable. They did well to bring it close. They end up losing to a nice clutch. This one is a full buy. This is a full buy, and they just get destroyed. Look at these shots landing.
Yeah, this
Incredible.
Is unreasonable. The amount of firepower in this 9Z team. I'm sure we're going to see a lot of these players start to rise up from the underdogs you don't expect much out of into some of the future stars, because this is incredible. FURIA in a rough spot now. Yet to post a CT round, yet to really get going at all. Obviously, there's been a lot of rounds they should have won here on the CT side. They've got themselves in a position to win rounds. This half, it absolutely is not done yet, but it will be frustrating. But as we mentioned time and time again, FURIA are never a team you can count out. They're never a team that really give up. This one is still not out of the woods just yet for 9Z, but they have burned away Art with the molly.
He's trying to play in that window still. David almost lines them up. Let's see if he can find this follow-up frag at range. Rox will sneak out onto that position instead. Only safe remaining. One shot will land. A couple of players are low, but it's not going to matter. There are too many. 9Z in the lead. We were saying earlier that if they could go on a streak at any point, they could put the pressure back on FURIA. From FURIA's perspective, going out in groups here would be a big loss for them. That would be a real devastating showing for them. Even if this isn't a tournament that, you know, is one that they maybe looked too warm coming into, even if they have tournaments up ahead, this is a tournament where you at least expect to make it to playoffs. Right now, 9Z are the ones in the lead, and we've seen 9Z do well under pressured circumstances already. In that opening series they played against FURIA.
Yeah, they didn't break.
They did well in overtime.
Yeah, they did. The mental fortitude was definitely that. And it wasn't even just one overtime, right? They had a flawless run in overtime, then had to go to double overtime, and you think that's enough to break the back. But FURIA were able to, well, 9Z were able to stave off FURIA. But look at Art, 6 and 21, having a quiet game. We did talk about that earlier as an issue. But that we're fighting mid here with Safe up in window. And Art, as I mentioned him, able to get on the board with a kill onto David.
Drop playing up in the apartments. Does now have Art on the site itself. I think Drop's realized might be better off playing a slightly safer position, working with Art instead. Smoke into window. This time, no gap for Safe to work with. Should be seeing the run boost across so that NQZ can get behind the top mid boxes safely. Safe taking a couple of pot shots that won't be effective. So 9Z with the mid control, but still down a man. They're going to leave the AWP of NQZ alone towards mid. So I assume he will have to be lurking and just cutting off rotations. And that means it's up to the riflers to try and take this B site. Drop still has an incendiary. If he times that well, he could disrupt the push.
More flash catches out on Art. Drop staying within the site. NQZ and Max have got a couple of kills and Drop. Oh, holds, just damage done. Safe, burning a little bit. Shakes his hand off. And wants to try and get into a better position here to fight. Oh, holding the cross, but DGT goes behind the truck instead of fighting forward. And Queserado starting to come in from short. There's a smoke and a flash left on Queserado. They gotta get a move on soon. NQZ has the angle away. He reads that the shot was weird, so was likely to try and bait the attention away from short. So NQZ a little bit of game sense there, able to catch out the short player, no problem. And yet again, FURIA unable to get a CT round. And it's 12 now for 9Z.
This time ends up being the B-sided play that's effective. Drop looked like he did a decent amount of damage on the hold. Left in a 2v2 retake. It was winnable. It was a kit down, but NQZ landing a nice kill. This was the shot onto Art initially that made a nice difference. Drop and Art couldn't work together, so the actual B-site hold kind of went against them. NQZ landing a couple of nice shots. But now this is getting really concerning for FURIA.
Yeah.
The money is bad again.
Yeah, that's the problem, right? Even when the rifles are coming out, they're unable to put the rounds on the board. Not a single round so far here. And they've lost Art again early.
And the M4.
Yeah, even worse. Oh, this is rough. 9Z just continuing their beating on FURIA at the moment. I want to try and get that rifle back here. Gonna silently boost Drop up. He can grab it, he gets out of that, and they know, okay, they got the rifle back, they've got something back there. minute left here, and look at Noisy. They're about to try and finish on this B side. At least they are shaping up to do so. Yuri could get this pick.
This is a huge fight. If he wins this, he gets the AK, but Max realizes no need to
he
risk
runs.
that. Tries to fall back. He's dead, though.
He puts the AK kind of out of reach, though, because Yuri would have to waste so much time. And with the B play starting to come in, he has to run up through short. It's going to waste crucial seconds. You can see he had to cancel it and come back. And that's going to cost him his life, Rox and David. But look at this.
Ooh.
Safe hasn't been checked. Maybe there's something in there still for FURIA. A double kill for Safe. Now a rifle picked up. Looks towards short and the kill is in. Just too much to handle for NQZ though. But it's down to just CUARTOS, and Safe is able to get enough impact to set CUARTOS up for the round win.
As soon as that player creeps into bench without spotting Safe, you start to wonder whether 9Z are going to clear out that angle. They make the fatal error. They don't clear that one boosted angle, and FURIA make them pay for it. Brutal round lost there for 9Z.
It looks so good for them as well. It started strong. Yeah, these kills coming back. Yuri wanted to go get the AK to come back in, but this was the moment. Safe did not get checked. They committed to the plant. Safe finally got taken out, and CUARTOS just had to send it home, and he did.
He's on 15 health too. Just had to get the headshot. He knew it. With the way he peeked, he was looking for it straight away. The fact that Safe even gets the rifle out and the kill onto short too. I think that shows how unexpected that was from 9Z's perspective. It took them a second to react. It took them a while to figure out that player was on the site, that they needed to trade him out.
Yeah, that's a tilter for sure, and there's also an opportunity for FURIA. The thing is, you can think that round's great, you can think it's amazing, but if you're unable to string it together, if you're unable to pick the one up after, it's not going to mean a whole lot. Here comes the A play. 9Z were successful in ripping through the defense earlier on in the A site, and they are looking to be quick out of spawn again. CUARTOS often in and around the utility, and it is read by Max. CUARTOS out of there. Yuri leaping down into Sandwich. It's a risky play, and he is going to be traded out after one. There's not enough being done here for FURIA. 9Z have forced them away. They are unable to find back-to-back rounds.
We saw earlier this A site just be completely run over. We see it again. 9Z calling with confidence that they can go for some of these fast site plays. Oh, and Art's AWP is gone too.
Oh, it's double AWP attempted to be saved, but only one of them is going to be getting into the next round, and that is a disaster for FURIA. 13 rounds now for 9Z. Money is not where you want it to be for FURIA. I think here you just upgrade a pistol or two. You throw them out across a couple of these players and play around this AWP, but it is FURIA. It is the decision to buy.
I think it might just be Art buying, honestly. He did that earlier. He just bought the M4 himself.
I don't know if I like that. Really, everyone had 3K. You know, you have such a good buy in the next round if you don't buy here, even if they... What?
What was that?
That's how Art lost his AWP. I'd rage buy as well, Hawker, to be fair. Everything I just said, throw it out the window. Gotta feel bad for the guy.
Well, it is indeed the one hero rifle bought alongside the one saved AWP. Boost up for Safe. Oh,
he's trying. There we go.
There we go. It's fine. No one heard. No one saw. Except for all of us.
And all the people watching this on a VOD at some point too.
Oh, Safe. He's moving.
He's seen a little bit. He's seen a bit of David.
It's an awkward spot. Yeah, you want to fall back. Don't want to be out in the open.
A little bit of David. A little bit of more of David. And Safe is going to take him.
Do 9Z want to commit to A now? They saw the AWPs here.
Yeah, I mean,
you know that it's probably not the best buy.
Yeah, that's the thing, right? You start to consider, we have 50 seconds left. What do we do here? We don't really have map control elsewhere, so you almost feel funneled into this A site for the time being. This could get messy.
The smokes.
This could get real messy. Safe trying to make the AWP sing. Oh, mid-shot.
To CUARTOS, yeah, and they force him back. The utility really effective to get that AWP out of there, but they're going to try and boost up.
I like this. Did Rock see it, though? That's the question on the little peek he just had out of Palace, and I think they thought that that was a possibility, so they decided to dismount and go for an attack from elsewhere, but they have to try and retake this, and again, FURIA have the weaker weapons. They don't have a lot of utility, but they do have a lot of skill. Drop with the headshot. Rox is going on the big flank around from spawn to short to deal with a plant from that side. And in the time being, NQZ goes for the peak. Commits a second time, which is ill-advised. And now the defuse is being stuck. The kit around the corner. They come off, but it is going to be the defuse. Safe is going to stick it. FURIA get onto it just in time. Rox would have arrived just a second too late. And that's a round that FURIA desperately needed to take away.
Oh man, ballsy call to go for that big flank around. You can kind of understand why he would do it, because 9Z was so far back, didn't feel like they had the best post-plant positions. You can have a couple of players sitting far back like that, but you can't have the entire team. Otherwise, FURIA are going to get out onto the site. That was a shot from Safe. And then you see the bomb. It's not really even planted for the mid player, unfortunately. But right back into the action, though. Yuri in underpass has been handled early.
Once again, 9Z successful in the opening kills. They seem to be so good at this. Castrato has applied a bit more pressure into his ramp, but he's alleviated that already. He started to drop back in towards the site itself instead. Oh, he's alone. He's alone on the A site. There's a very slow rotation back here from FURIA too. Oh, 9Z are going to have a pretty easy time, I think. He's playing behind the smokes. All they need to do is just throw a smoke down towards CT, but they're playing contact. There comes the utility. Draws out Castrato. A pixel seen. NQZ knows where he's playing from. Castrato deploys the usual smoke. Not really playing in around him because they punished him time and time again for that.
And there's no gap on the left side of the smoke either, which I think is what he wanted. Bit of damage done onto David. He's the bomb planter. He's just gone down.
Oh, a good couple of kills here, but Rox coming out from the underpass. Finally, the bomb looking to be planted again, but there's a gap for Art. And the denial of Rox's life taken by the HE grenade. Art with another kill. And now it is just NQZ. The young Brazilian sniper will not be pulling this one off. 13-13. FURIA tie it up again.
Oh, I think it was a smoke shot initially from Safe, which denied the bomb plant. And that is a huge deal. That's what really throws that round into disarray for 9Z. As soon as you can't get the bomb down, you don't really have that protocol in place, right? You don't really plan ahead of time for who's going to go get that bomb. Which angles can we make sure we hold? The smokes are going to fade soon. It starts to put the pressure on you. They're unable to get it over the line this time, and FURIA look like they have an excellent opportunity to take the lead up against this weak buy.
Oh, what a tense matchup.
Oh, window's open.
Yeah, NQZ's got through it, and he's starting to break around the back of the defense, but Art... He just turned, but he didn't see him. The timing for NQZ is ridiculous.
They're going to get B completely.
They just traded around. Art's left. Drop's going to go down here. NQZ's got the kill, and he will have a better gun to play with, too. He takes it. He knows that Art likely went into the market. He's going to go looking for him, and he's got the kill. Absolutely no way. 9Z are now into the site. Applying pressure, tapping. Looking to try and take this round with the weaker guns, and 9Z are forcing FURIA further and further back. And it looks like they forced him into the save call. 9Z, they might not let them save either. DGT coming up through connector. Finally will go down, but my god, what a round. There should have been nothing found for this. But 9Z find the one gap, and they punish FURIA.
Absolutely absurd, this game. They are treating us here in this one. How do they find the one gap? And the timing as well. Art for a second actually looked back, but NQZ had just crossed past. Again, credit to NQZ for keeping his cool. 17 years old, only got picked up by 9Z a couple of days ago. This is his first tournament with the team. He is delivering for them. He is helping them come out to a lead against FURIA in an elimination game. Winner goes to playoffs, loser is out.
Yeah, it's wild that it's NQZ that makes this play as well, right? Unbelievable. Sure, he looks up to a few of the players on this FURIA side too, coming from Brazil. And he's doing them dirty. You know, traditionally, through history of Counter-Strike, A lot of players have got opportunities by having great performances against the legends of their scene, right? You think back to how Get Right got his chance. It was him beating up on the old NIP with Heaton. And they're like, damn, this kid's good. Let's get him in the future. I think if NQZ can do this against some of the best team in his country, well, that's a great statement for his future.
Well, still enough for a decent buy for FURIA. Double AWP, safe, currently top fragging the server. Both AWPers are having good games for themselves. Art's decided to take a secondary AWP into the fray. Nade into top mid. A little bit of damage done. FURIA look good to take the mid control. There is still that AWP of Art in towards short. Something they have to consider. Very tight angle for Art though. Unable to land a shot. It means he can get back safely. FURIA currently grouped up outside of this B site. Drop has a UMP, and Art with the AWP, if he were to be pushed, could be put in an uncomfortable position. It looks like FURIA, with over a minute left on the clock, are going to evaluate their options, going back to spawn.
Yeah, going back.
Their A plays have been very effective.
Oh yeah, they've been very good. A lot of their plays, pretty much every single one of their plays have been very effective. But here we are in the A play. Currently FURIA with 3 players towards this side of the map.
Art is close with a smoke though.
He's going to buy a lot of
really
time.
Stop this push.
Yeah, that's going to take the sting out of it, isn't it?
Go dry.
You see, spotted a shadow. That was all he needed. I'll throw the smoke down. Oh, we're going to be very low on time when 9Z have the chance to go through if they respect the smoke. And they realize that. They disrespect the smoke. They go on through. They get taken out by the AWP, and there's not enough happening here for 9Z. They're starting to get caught. They're starting to get shot up. And this round is done. FURIA will be taking 14 rounds and tying us up yet again. This game is so hard to call.
Just a little too hesitant there from 9Z. As soon as the bomb commits, you kind of just have to go at that point. It's obviously not what you want to see. They did have some utility, but couldn't use it effectively. Maybe that is some indecision creeping in. We need to make sure they get on top of that. You can see here, flash, not quite good enough. Bomb goes first. And the rest of 9Z aren't really sure how to respond. We're guaranteed to be going the distance here in regulation. Still buys for both teams. Still opportunities for 9Z to make up for that previous round loss. QZ waiting patiently. Can't connect the shot early. 9Z have got the mid control they were looking for, though. Oh, interesting adaptation from FURIA. Double stack in towards ramp. And this time 9Z starting to group outside B instead.
Yeah, the deep smoke in there starts to fade away. Are they about to put pressure on Drop and Art? The 2 weakest performers so far.
Oh, 9Z just double smoked window, I think. It looks like it is just going to be the B explode, and if Art misses a couple of shots, that AWP could be in trouble quite quickly.
And Drop, he's still under too much pressure. Tick damage as well. They know he's towards the van, but they want to take the site instead. Art over well, but Drop is going to protect him. And Art will stand tall, and this is now starting to really crumble for 9Z. They didn't commit. They didn't get into the site. They didn't infiltrate, but perhaps it's because of this play. Perhaps it's because of David trying to get through jungle. Maybe he can get around the backside, and he will. No way, David found the gap. Oh, no! The shot doesn't land, and Safe brings him down on the AWP. It needs to be recovered from the rest of the forces of 9Z. 19 seconds left. They know Kesterada was towards here, but they don't have a lot of time. And there's pressure from all sides. Max goes for the fight. That's the bomb down. Art brings it down. This is heartbreaking for 9Z, but it's 15 rounds for FURIA. There's no way that NQZ can find Art in time. A couple of beautiful shots, but a shot in frustration as he knows this was a round that 9Z have just let slip. FURIA 1 away from breaking their hearts.
Oh, it wasn't even a bad call to come back to A. The initial B push, obviously not ideal, not a massive amount of commitment. But David, he got into the strong spot. For whatever reason, Safe comes back to triple just at the right time. If that one shot lands into ramp, maybe it's different, but it doesn't happen. And now look at what 9Z have at their disposal. At least there's the saved AWP, but the rest of it is bad. It's not great, it's not ideal, but they've got to win it. It's round 30. What can they come up with?
You've got to feel for the pressure of this round and the tools you've got to work with. It just doesn't feel good for them. The tension will start to build. 9Z taking their time. They go down into the underpass. But David will be the front man with the Tech 9. Smoke into the window. Yuri looks to see if there's a gap, and there is. There is a little gap to play with, and Rox is aware of that. Yuri gets pulled into it. Safe lands the shot, but no kill. The HE goes in to try and find it, but David is charging, and the Tech 9 has found the kill. Safe with another chance, but he is overrun, and the Tech 9s are finding success in 9Z. They might just be going to overtime. The plan's starting to come through. No denial from Art. He's gone down to the pistol. It is just drop, and he is racing his way through T-spawn, but he is probably racing his way to death. 9Z. What a ridiculous way to do it. Overtime is needed. What a comeback. What a round. And 9Z, they are so tenacious.
And it wasn't even a massive celebration from 9Z. It was just a ripple of applause and focus because they know there's still more to do. Man, this team has a lot of heart. I'm sure they're earning a lot of new fans right now with the way they're playing. Pushing FURIA to the limit. This was the start from David. This is ridiculous. He doesn't really even stop. He counter strafes to get that first kill, then runs Safe down on the site. Hard to rotate was all right, but it didn't come quickly enough. The site was lost so soon. Clean kills all round. Overtime it is. Double up setup picked up for FURIA. They're going with it again. 9Z with their standard by. Here we go, into overtime. No time to waste, getting straight underway into it. Top mid smoke looks like it's being deployed by the CTs as well.
Look at this, he's right through it. Max just runs right through the short smoke, and Yuri gets caught. Had no idea that that was a possibility, and 9Z are playing with so much confidence. The kill from NQZ found as well, and FURIA are down 2 players right away. Yeah, Serato sees the jiggle. Spots out Rox. But FURIA have not found anything back yet. Serato goes into the smoke. He's body blocked right now, and he realizes, okay, there's surely not a wall here, so he decides to shoot and will find DGT. At least 1 kill back for FURIA, but the bomb is now coming back for 9Z outside of this A site.
FURIA stays spread. In fact, they lead a player towards B. 2 CTs on the B site. Serato alone on A. He's positioned on the site itself, but he's focused on Palace. This could still work. Oh no, he's looking at ramp. Oh, the timing!
Oh, Serato just gets ripped apart. Drop now from short, trying his best, but it is just 1. Rifle still in hand. 2v3 for FURIA. Safe coming in from the CT side. Drop coming out through connector. The setup currently for 9Z in this post plant is off towards Tetris. Inside of the site and deep in towards spawn. Drop will see out Max on Tetris. Safe will go down to David, putting it all on Drop, who has to fight on so many different angles. It isn't happening. 9Z will take the first round of overtime. 16-15.
Making sure to group up. Once they lose that first player, they're up in a 4v3. They realize they don't want to give away any more individual fights. And the push out through Palace was well timed. Serato was just trying to reposition as they moved into his bomb site. Plenty of money here in overtime. so they can stick with the double AWP setup on the FURIA side and be fine. Not dropping into underpass early. Spam through the smoke from Yuri. Safe has a small gap to work with. He's been pretty happy to go fairly slow and methodical. This time, the flash not good enough, though. Safe finds the opener. And Art might try and follow up. Oh, what a shot. Flick back to the face.
It goes again, but this time it's NQZ that brings down Art. 4v3, FURIA with the player to the good and Safe as AWP. Looking to be used towards underpass, but just as the Rocks extension comes around the corner, Safe started to drop back. He's now focusing on short instead, and NQZ, this is going to be a difficult shot for him. And Safe will absolutely take that one as he should. Yuri's turn from window, sees Rocks. Was a little scared to fully commit, not knowing what was on the other side of the window. And does a little sprinkle of damage to the back. Ooh, kill through the smoke, and now it's just DGT.
I think he might have spotted the player in the smoke because of the light. If you move forwards, you block the light. Oh, didn't get the AK with the nade. He tried it. Would have been nice. I'm sure the M4 will do. All even again. This time the mid control goes the way of FURIA. Safe finding that early shot. Definitely made a nice bit of difference. And then Ark decides to go aggressive. Gets a kill of his own. Molly was put into window early from FURIA, but no top mid smoke from 9Z. Looks like 9Z pretty happy to spread out early. Well, they've got the AWP of NQZ in the apartments, and the bomb is leaning in this direction. So maybe they're just seeing if he can find that early pick. Smoke is going to make life difficult. There is a small gap. Has spotted him through that. Huge damage done.
The boost is going to get Art up into position to watch the apartments. There's a little pixel of a gap to look at. You will see his opponent's cross over and now readies himself for at least one shot. And will take that shot away. Now begins to come back into the site. Better position to peer up into the apartments front. Safe catches David trying to make the lurk through spawn. It's all about the apartments pop, and it's all coming to a bloody end. FURIA recover on the CT side. They will take the lead going into the second half of overtime number 1.
Yeah, solid hold from FURIA. Art gets the early info. 9Z committed towards the B play very early, and you could see as soon as Art spotted that first player, he called for the rotate. They had so many players stacked on that site. I think the only way they would have had a chance is if their player lurking got this opportunity. But Safe lands the shot onto David, and that really alleviates the pressure. It can just be full focus up to the apartments. All the shots being landed for FURIA. So slight edge in favor of FURIA as we switch sides. 9Z. Not going to go with the double AWP setup themselves. They're happy with just NQZ, dropping the sniper for now on that CT side. Top mid smoke early, but FURIA have liked some pace to their play. They're all going out to B early.
Oh, Safe charging forward. This is wild. He is entering. Oh, this is ridiculous. Safe just runs forward like he has a rifle and gets himself the opening kill. Will get caught eventually over the top of the smoke by Rocks. Yuri elsewhere giving FURIA the man advantage once more. This could get messy because Art is about to try and phase these smokes and come around the backside. Rocks reacts in time. Art goes down. One important kill that is to find for 9Z. And this short fight becomes even more important for David. If he walks too far around, he will hear the steps of CUARTOS dropping further back, but he very wisely is worried about the ladder room because Yuri's currently in there. And the CUARTOS drop back is only to allow him to watch the flank from T-spawn and then rejoin his teammate to go through B apartments. They're going to finish this round on the B site. Yuri will be later activated. But 9Z seem to be primed for this. They seem to be ready for this.
Oh, this is a good angle for David.
That's if he watches
fully
it.
Focused though, yeah.
Now, because the play out the apartments goes through it. Oh, he turns back. He's like, I know you were there, Yuri. I am not going to get caught by that position. David turns around, catches him, turns back for the second kill too. There's now Caserato, and he'll go down 17-17. We're all tied up yet again.
I think FURIA wanted to leave Art alone on B to just keep the attention, keep the focus, and go back towards mid and towards A. But they actually left the bomb behind that whole time. So while Art was sitting on B alone, they weren't really able to accomplish too much. They still got into a winnable position. But 9Z get a good read, get a good stack. Ends up coming back to an even scoreline. These teams cannot be separated here in overtime. FURIA still have a couple of tactical timeouts up their sleeve. They decide this is a good time to take one of them.
Wow. Timeouts at overtime. What a luxury. Caserato has a rather drop about the smoke window. Which one is doing which? The smoke's deployed out straight away. One out to the window. Ooh. Tempted to go to the window. Hawker didn't go to the window.
Well, hopefully Art's aware of that, because he's the man moving towards mid. I think he might be. He's put the lurk smoke, but they're just going to see mid's completely clear, and they can hopefully rotate back to B.
And they're coming in B quick. DGT and Rox, though, holding it off. FURIA down. 2 players already. They need to pull these kills back, and Yuri, he has a shot to do it. His teammate Art is followed up. And once again, we're back to even odds. FURIA into the site, but they have not yet planted. Well, that bomb remains unplanted. 9Z have a chance to get David into a better position in the apartments. He's encroaching, he's getting closer. And FURIA about to be made to feel very uncomfortable inside of this site. Safe with 1. Here comes the flank from David. It's good for 3. Everybody falls at the hands of David. And it's map and series point for 9Z.
Devastating triple kill from David up through the apartments. You saw how quick he wanted to adjust as soon as he got that first frag. He knew he could do more. He knew he was in the power position. And you saw that 9Z spotted that mid was pretty clear early. I think they realized it was a fake towards mid. They realized it was going to be a site play. David gets in on the quick flank. Incredible adjustment onto all 3 players. Another timeout taken from FURIA because they are staring down the barrel of defeat and elimination here in the group stages of the ROOBET Cup.
Wow. FURIA going out in Group D. We did not expect that. That just wasn't a possibility. But 9Z might just be the team to do it to FURIA twice.
There's a good window smoke.
There we go. It's finally placed correctly, but Max is fighting. Look at the confidence in this kind of round to swing out through the connector. DGT, he's done damage on the 1. He's damn close to it. She's going to do it surely, but Safe dodges it, but runs right into the rifle. And now it's FURIA charging into the site by the apartments, but they're all going down. It is clean. It is a strong finish, and 9Z have knocked out FURIA in the group stages of the ROOBET Cup.
Not only beating FURIA once, but twice in the same event. Anyone who said it was a fluke the first time has now been proven wrong. 9Z over the moon. They're even getting the dances out, Dinko. I love it.
This is incredible. What a performance from 9Z. They can really just celebrate everything because they bring in a new player, a young 17-year-old Brazilian Alper. A couple of days ago, his debut was